Welcome back to the channel. My name is Joseph Gutierrez and this is Covering Compounding. In today's video, we want to officially announce our free ebook all about retirement income planning, aptly named Retirement Ready. 10,000 Americans turn 65 every day and stare at the face of retirement and wonder how they're going to get through it. What we have found is that incoming and current retirees are looking for guarantees and safeguards for their retirement income in ways that only insurance-based products can provide. There are plenty of uncertainties and risks in our day and age, from economic to cultural to geopolitical risks, events that can change the calculus of retirement at the drop of a hat. Even still, our retirement needs remain, and the necessity for stability is more important than ever. We've identified 3 levels of retirement income planning and highlight here in our ebook, Retirement Ready. And in our experience, we've seen that incoming and current retirees need help in these key areas, emphasized by the Retirement Ready triangle. Let's go ahead and take a look. Let's look at the first level, guaranteed income. If we don't have our income in order, we're going to have problems. It's the base of the triangle for a reason. We spent the better part of our career and working lives preparing to move into a sustainable retirement. Unfortunately, traditional and generic retirement strategies leave much to be desired. You've probably heard of it, the fabled 4% rule. The main issue with this approach is that for many, it's simply not enough money to match their current lifestyle. $1 million of savings only translates to $40,000 of annual income. And for many that live on 100K plus lifestyles, this is a very abrupt income change indeed. Additionally, and somewhat tragically, the 4% rule is based on a false premise, putting safe withdrawal needs against an ever-changing and highly volatile stock and bond market. History says that retirees that put all their hopes in the market carrying them safely through retirement have periodically been disappointed and sometimes devastated. If the market hiccups, every retiree feels it and reacts by restricting income and adding to their stress. Look back at the decade between the 1999 tech bubble and the global financial crisis of 2008-2009, often viewed as the lost decade. Retirees had their income plans essentially cut in half and went through the stress of watching their assets deteriorate as they took income to live. This is an example of what's known as sequence of returns risk, and it's a very real risk indeed. Not only that, but with the 4% rule, we can run into substantial longevity risk. What if we outlive our assets? Can we afford to risk that? Is a question that many retirees have. The 4% rule gives us no guarantees, and we're essentially flying blind through retirement at the whims of the economy. All these worries and uncertainties are unnecessary, as a retirement-ready plan includes a guaranteed income through insurance-based products like SPIAs, single premium immediate annuities, DIAs, deferred income annuities, and FIAs, or fixed index annuities with the income rider. Through these vehicles, we have guaranteed payouts for us, and if desired, through a joint policy, guaranteed for us and our spouse that will keep paying for as long as we live. Not only that, but we have significantly better payout rates, roughly double compared to the standard 4% rule. And if we structure our annuity product early and defer for a few years, we could see our effective payout rate go from 7+% to 10 to 13 or even higher. And we have a whole library of the best carriers and quoting tools to get the top payouts. When it comes to retirement income, it's a need, not a want. And retirees need assurances that 100% equity and bond portfolios simply cannot give. Guaranteed income. It's the base for a reason. Our next level is health security and legacy. This level is the hidden worry that many pre and current retirees have in the back of their minds, but hesitate putting into words. What if I or my spouse gets sick and needs care? Will I be able to financially support that? Statistically, 70% of us will require long-term care due to a chronic illness. And let me remind you, long-term care costs can be substantial. Think $6, $10, $15,000 per month in additional long-term care costs. Many times we find clients initially want to put this off, thinking they can just self-fund and worry about it another day. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but self-funding only compounds the hardship. Beyond the emotional toil, retirees end up having to drain their savings dry just to somewhat keep up with the long-term care costs. And don't forget, drawing from your qualified IRA funds also means paying substantial taxes. So if we need $10,000 a month in long-term care, our actual draw might be closer to $14,000 a month with taxes factored in. That's an additional draw of $168,000 a year on top of your normal living expenses. We see long-term care needs last about 4 years on average, but often with the case of degenerative mental illness, it's fairly common to see 10 plus years of long-term care requirements. Oftentimes, retirees end up draining their savings at alarming rates with no other backup plans outside of help from family. Children of their aging parents then need to halt their lives and step in to financially and physically support their parents' long-term care needs. I personally went through this growing up, and I can tell you that it's physically and emotionally exhausting. It's one of the hardest things retirees and their families have to go through, and like we said, it happens to 70% of us at some point. Luckily, there is a solution that covers long-term care as well as general liquidity and legacy planning. Preferred method of combating this very real risk is utilizing asset-backed long-term care insurance through insurance-based products. These types of policies give us multiples more than the policy face amount in the form of a long-term care benefit pool. This benefit pool allows us to draw from it tax-free once we qualify through a healthcare professional for the LTC event. This gives us significant supplemental income to hire healthcare professionals and purchase needed medical equipment. There are even policies that have unlimited benefit pool to draw from. These are great to structure joint LTC policies for couples in retirement. This gives the retiree security and independence with home health care, custodial care, or more advanced care needs. Not only that, but because it's life insurance, whole life or universal life, we also have a reserve account of additional tax deferred and growing liquidity called cash value. This cash value can be drawn from in a pinch for emergencies or any other needs that come up, all paid out within a week. And remember, because it's life insurance, if we never end up needing long-term care, our beneficiaries receive a sizable death benefit payout, all tax-free. And that's the legacy part. For our clients, when things get tough, these specialized LTC policies come through and make the hardships much more bearable for them and their families. Health security and legacy. It literally saves family fortunes. Our last level is accumulation. Whether we are working or in retirement, we should be continually growing our wealth. Inflation is always a significant concern for retirees, and getting a return on our money is vital to making retirement comfortable and affording whatever the future brings. The issue is, like our guaranteed income scenario, the stock market doesn't have to cooperate. It's been a minute since our last major recession, and numerous financial professionals have been sounding the alarm that a significant market downturn is on the near horizon. Name your favorite economic risk: increasing interest rate risk, private credit bubble, artificial intelligence malinvestment, national debt concerns, stock market overvaluation, geopolitical conflict risk, high potential gas prices, and the list goes on and on. Any one of these can tip the scales and cause our financial nest egg to reduce 30, 50%, or more all at once. It's a common expression is that the stock market takes the stairway up and the elevator down. In retirement, we want reasonably good returns, but we shouldn't and frankly can't afford to get caught up in a downturn. We don't have the time to recuperate like in our early years. Now, the good news is that all this can be avoided through accumulation-based insurance products. We like MYGAs or multi-year guaranteed annuities for guaranteed interest rate, completely isolated from market disruption. Today, we're seeing MYGA rates in the attractive 5 to low 6% range. Additionally, since interest rates have normalized higher, A number of our clients are taking advantage of accumulation-focused FIAs, fixed index annuities, that mirror market returns while providing principal protection. Now, what some of our clients like to do is they'd like to grow for a number of years and maybe annuitize later. Some structure their FIAs as accumulation and flick on the switch for annual increasing income payouts. And others accumulate indefinitely, drawn from their account on an as-need basis. I often say conservatively we see 6 to 8% tax-deferred average annual returns on our FIAs, but lately I've been seeing examples of 10% plus for some of my clients. High interest rates may hurt home affordability, but for my pre and current retirees, taking advantage of these rates inside their FIAs help them get exceptional returns without the market risk. And when I say no market risk, I mean the market could take a total dive and lose 50% in 1 year, but our principal account remains untouched, ready to re-roll and capitalize on the bounce once the market starts to recover. During the next recession, when your neighbors are selling their car or boat, with FIAs, your account gains will remain intact and ready to grow during the next recovery. Safe accumulation. Principal protection is paramount. As we can see, all three layers of this retirement-ready strategy work harmoniously with each other to give us the protection and guarantees that we need to take on the next step in retirement. You've worked hard to get to this point. Now it's time to ensure your retirement and give yourself the peace of mind that you deserve. Be sure to get your free copy of our Retirement Ready ebook. And if you're interested in putting together your own custom retirement plan, click the link in the description. It'll take you to our website where you can book a free online consultation. We never charge for any of our consultations, and the first one is all about understanding your needs for retirement. Afterwards, we design a custom plan to tackle your retirement risks and position you in the best possible way for the years ahead. Every plan is different, just like every client is different. Ultimately, our job as insurance advisors is to point out the risks that we see with your current trajectory and give you the most cost-efficient options to mitigate risk and prosper safely. Now, some of our clients only take one piece of the triangle and let the rest ride in the market. Others want every one of the three layers accounted for in a complete retirement income plan. Our job is to provide a solution to a problem, give guidance, provide ongoing client support, and let you make your own decision. And don't forget to get your free ebook and subscribe to the channel for our newest content. I look forward to helping you get retirement ready. Until next time.